Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to talk about Demeo Battles. So you guys probably recognize the name of this game because Demeo has been around for a while, and it was a board game, RPG game, D&D type style game where you played with other people cooperatively against the AI of the actual game. And this game is all about PvP. So it uses the same mechanics, and if you play Demeo, you're going to be used to like the characters, the minions, and the champions that you're using and stuff like that. But now we're playing, instead of cooperatively, you're now going to be playing PvP. And you could still play cooperatively a little bit because you could do 2v2, so you can play with a friend against two other people, or 1v1. But it kind of takes and harnesses all the good things about Demeo and condenses it down into a 10 to 15 minute multiplayer match in the Demeo world. And I have a lot to say about this, about the actual game itself. There's a lot going on here. Cross-platform, mixed reality mode, single-player challenges, 1v1, 2v2, you know, all the different minions that they have, the champions, the arena. So let's go ahead and dive into this video.
Come on then. Gaming tech, eating brekkie is the gaming tech. Going for a brekkie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie is the gaming tech. Gaming techie.
Alright guys, welcome to Demeo Battles here. This is a game that can be played in 10 or 15 minutes, a lot different than what the original Demeo was, where you were playing for a couple of hours at least, and you usually saved in between and stuff like that. This is a PvP game where you can play 1v1 or 2v2, which is really cool. So very different than the original game, but uses a lot of the same mechanics as we talked about of the original game that you may be used to certain things on here. You can see we're here in mixed reality here. You can see my hands here. As you can see we're in our room. We got some 3D objects laying around everywhere. You got some frames, some posters. You can move these around if you want to. Wherever you want to move them, you can move this guy up in the air and move him wherever you want to. You got the board here right in front of you. You can manipulate the size. You can make it bigger or smaller, as you guys are looking at here. And you can see the object here, which is really cool. And then, of course, you got your options here. You got single player, quick play, and multiplayer. So single player here, I've played this game on another account here, so I've kind of played and have a little bit of knowledge about how this game works already. But you can see here, this is single player, has over 40 challenges, or about 40 challenges that you can complete, which is just going through single player to kind of show you the ropes and you know, play against AI. So if you want to play the game single player and you don't like playing against online folks and stuff like that, there is 40 challenges that you can take into effect here with special combinations of minions and cards that they use against you depending on how you progress through. And then, of course, you have your multiplayer, which is the main meat of the game, and then quick play as well. So if we go into multiplayer, you can do a casual match, you can do a ranked match, or you can do a private match with your friends or join a code and stuff like that, which is cool. And then quick play just throws you in whatever it finds first. So you can see it finds a match just like that. I don't want to do that just yet, but this just to show you there. That's how that works. Now, if we go into the settings here, you can see you have the game, or change the language, you can tilt the table, you got the audio stuff, you got the AR objects that you guys just saw. You can show or hide the basement. We'll go ahead and go back. And then we also have the help, and this will kind of give you a tutorial of the actual game here. Demeo Battle puts two teams of heroes up against each other, buy creatures and cards from the shop, defeat your opponents to claim victory. And then you can do a tutorial here if you want to. Here is the cosmetic catalog and stuff like that. So the game has a lot of cosmetics that you can actually get. You don't start with every hero in the game, which is unfortunate for me because I got to unlock all the things that I've unlocked already before on a different account. But you can see you can unlock arenas, so they have a bunch of arenas to unlock that you play, and you have heroes, you have dice skins, you have skins on your actual, you know, characters and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cool stuff that you can get as you level up and as you unlock things. So definitely keeps you, you know, coming back and playing and stuff like that. And then you can see your inventory, all your heroes that you have, the different combinations of skins that you may have for each hero, and your dice and stuff like that, which is really cool. If you disable AR here, you can see you go right into the room and it kind of all fades away. I love the way that this it kind of dismantles everything, and then I'm back in my room. I love putting my table over there for some reason. Probably because this is formatted as a table. But it's really cool how it just disappears when you turn that off, and kind of just like, boom, you're in like a different world. So let's go ahead and do some online quick play. Show you guys how the game kind of works here for a little bit. The game does have cross-play as well, so you can actually play against other people from, you know, Steam and stuff like that. Even people who are playing on flat screen can play against people on here.
Now, in Demeo Battles here, when you get into a match online like this, you basically start by selecting 2 heroes. Now, obviously, I don't have many of them unlocked. There are 7 different playable champions that you get to be with, each with their own unique approach. Combat, Hunter, Sorcerer, Assassin, Guardian, Bard, Warlock, or Barbarian. So there's a lot of variety in the characters that you're actually choosing there, which is cool. And you select your 2 characters that you want to start off with. And then you get into selecting your cards. Now, this is where it's interesting here. You have 1,500 coins to use per character that you're actually controlling. So since we're controlling 2, you obviously have, different things that you could do. Now, there's over 35 different minions that you can choose from. And the minions do take into account that you're also using your points to actually gather these minions as well. So it's not just the cards you got to pay for, it's also the minions. So you got to kind of balance those 1,500 points per character on what cards you want and what minions you actually want. And you do get to get other cards and chests while you're playing the game, not minions per se, but other cards in it as well. So you have to balance and kind of play that. There's over 85 different cards in the game that all do different things in the game, which is really cool.
Yellow team goes first.
We'll start.
This announcer guy right here is pretty cool. He rings the bell before each match.
Yep.
Time to get this fest started.
I love the PvP aspect, how they did this, because it feels like you're playing chess.
Yeah.
And like it's almost twice as much strategy needed than playing regular Demeo.
Yeah, it seems like it for sure.
Because there's no way out. It's to the death.
And then, of course, you dive into the meat of the game here. I was playing against somebody else online here, 1v1. It does match you in 2v2 sometimes as well. But if you do 1v1, then you're controlling both of your characters, obviously, in that scenario. And we had a great time playing this game, as you guys heard, him talking before about how it kind of feels like chess and stuff like that. And it requires a lot of strategy. And I would definitely agree this game definitely requires a lot more strategy on your part to see what your opponent's going to do. A lot of the beginning stages of the match are you collecting different chests and stuff like that around the board to get your cards. When you get a card from a chest, it goes to both of the companions that you're actually controlling when you're playing 1v1. So that's a great way to get your cards. And then you're obviously going to start battling to the death. One of the cool things is when the fire starts coming from these sides here to kind of push you in. So that's why matches only last like 10 or 15 minutes, because you can't obviously... if it didn't have that, then you could be sitting in a corner and always running away from someone else and the match would never end. But with this whole like fire burn coming from the edges of the map, like you see there in the corner, that forces you to continue fighting and going into the center, and it keeps approaching and getting you closer and closer to each other. So there's no way around it. The match is going to end. You are going to have to fight each other to the death and use the cards that you have and use their abilities and strategize on what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And I was lucky enough on this match to actually be the one that won this match here at the very end. But we had a super fun time playing this game, using the abilities, using all the different characters on the board and all the different cards that you have. There's so much variety in the action cards that you get from different minions that pop up, different abilities, freezing people and stuff like that, and all the different, and the 7 different champions that are in the game. There's 10 different maps in the game as well, or arenas that you can play in. So there's some distinction there on how you actually play. 35 plus different minions. So that was all cool, and again, it is cross-platform, so all that stuff is super cool as well.
That gives you an idea of what you guys can expect in the moment-to-moment gameplay with Demeo Battles. As you guys saw, you go in, you play against other people, you select your characters, and you have 1,500 points to kind of collect in a pool. Use that to buy minions, use that to buy cards, and then you go around collecting chests to get more cards. And you use all your minions and all your characters to basically down each other. You saw there, you have to down the other teammate twice. Once they're down twice and the game is over. You saw some of the fire going around the board and stuff like that. As the game progresses, the fire kind of encompasses and goes closer and closer to kind of keep you battling, so you're not just holding back midway through the match, so it speeds up the match. That's how the match only lasts 10 or 15 minutes. If not, people would just hide in corners and never be able to, never actually fight each other. So a really cool game. Like I said, it gives you the Demeo feel for those of you guys who played the original Demeo and like using the cards, like the battle system, like the map system and stuff like that, but puts it in a much shorter package to be able to play much easier. There is single player, like I said, so you can play against the AI, or you can play multiplayer, or you can play against friends and stuff like that. There's cross-play, so you can play against other people on Steam like you saw, or on the Quest, or you can play people who are playing flat screen. You don't even need to play against somebody who's playing VR. So it is really cool. The game is also coming to PlayStation VR 2, they said, next year, so there's going to be even more people to play. There is that the store that we talked about where you can buy things. You can see you get keys that you get as you're progressing through, and you can see how many things need keys. So you can see I earned 5 keys in that first match there, and you can use those keys to either get heroes or get skins or get arenas. There's a lot of different arenas in the game, so it keeps things fresh, and a lot of different heroes that obviously have their own unique abilities and stuff like that. Some of them are just skins, but it definitely keeps you playing, and it's a really cool game. You can also, like I said, play this game in mixed reality, so you can also, if you come in here and enable this, because I love the way that happens here. And now we're in my room, and I don't know why that went all the way over there. Let's drag that over here. But you can make the board small, or you can make it bigger, depending on how you want your room to be. And then kind of move it around and place it wherever you want, whether it be on your floor and stuff like that. Then, of course, you can walk around it and stuff like that, which is cool to manipulate it while you're playing. And you can have the posters and stuff on the wall, which is really cool. You got this guy here on the ceiling. You kind of chilling. You got these candles here. You got those frames right there that you can kind of move around and put wherever you want. So there's some really cool stuff in here. And then I love it how when you turn it off, it just all fades. You get back into the 3D environment. So really cool stuff depending on how you want to play here. And yeah, that's Demeo Battles. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with Demeo Battles here. If you guys are looking to play a game like this, guys, check it out. It is now available for everyone on the Quest, $19.99. I think it's a steal of a price for the content in this game. With all the 40 single-player challenges, with the multiplayer, with all the cosmetics that keep you coming back and playing, giving you the Demeo feels, I think it's a great price, and I think it's, you know, serves the people up for those of you guys who like the Demeo game and wanted a shorter version of it. So guys, if you guys have any questions about anything you guys have seen in today's video, as always, leave it down below. If not, thank you guys for watching. Until next time.